Hello everyone and welcome back. Here we are still at Loch Ness, and we are continuing with our reading of monster mysteries. Let's jump on in as we learn about the Loch Ness Monster. For hundreds of years, Loch Ness was a strange and remote place. Enclosed by steep mountains, the dark waters of the loch were visited only by locals and a few visitors. Even then, there were stories of a strange animal swimming in the waters. But few outsiders visited the huge body of water, and the tales were not taken seriously. However, everything changed in 1933. In that year, a wide, modern road was built along the north shore of Loch Ness. The road runs beside the loch for all of its 35-kilometer length. It offers good views over the dark waters. Thousands of people began to travel on this road. On May 2nd, 1933, one of these people told a strange story to a local newspaper. John Mackay, who lived in Inverness, said that he had been driving beside the loch when he noticed something in the water. The surface of the loch was calm and still, but at one place there was a lot of spray and churning water. Mackay stopped to watch. He saw a huge object which looked like the back of a whale rise up above the surface of the loch. The object was in sight for about a minute before it sank out of view. In the report, the newspaper called the animal a monster. Over the following months, many people reported seeing the monster in Loch Ness. A few people snapped blurred photographs of the object. Most people saw only a large shape moving in the water, but some were more lucky. They said they had seen a long neck and small head. In April 1934, one man even photographed the neck and head. This picture, taken by Mr. R.K. Ronson, shows a neck rising from the loch, with a small head on top. A large body can be seen below the surface. The picture caused great excitement. Scientists, however, were not impressed. They pointed out that most people had seen the monster at a distance. They could not give any details of the animal's appearance. Perhaps they had really seen something quite ordinary that only appeared to be a monster. The photographs were said to be either fakes or pictures of ordinary objects. Scientific disbelief and the start of World War II meant that for some time interest in the monster slackened. In the 1960s, people became interested in the monster once again. On April 23rd, 1960, a visitor to the area named Tim Dinsdale had a movie camera with him when he saw the monster. Dinsdale shot 4 minutes of film of a large object moving across the loch. Unfortunately, the object was too far away to be seen in detail. Photographic experts said that the film showed a genuine object moving through the water, but scientists still remained skeptical. According to scientific principle, no animal can be considered to exist until scientists have a specimen to study. A photograph alone will not convince scientific authorities that a previously unknown animal exists. In 1969, a boat was set out onto Loch Ness with a sonar device. Sonar sends out pulses of sound and measures any echoes that come back. By analyzing these echoes, the equipment can detect any objects under the water. The sonar picked up a large object moving at a depth of about 150 meters. other sonar equipment detected large objects moving far beneath the surface. It seemed that there was something large in Loch Ness, but was it a monster? In 1972, the Massachusetts Institute of Technology sent a team of scientists to the loch. They set up a sonar combined with a camera. The equipment was designed so that if anything swam close to the sonar, the camera would photograph it. 3 impressive photographs were taken that seemed to show a large animal. Unfortunately, the murky water made the pictures indistinct and blurred. While all this activity was taking place under the water, the monster was seen on the surface by many people. From all these sightings, it was possible to build up a picture of the Loch Ness Monster. Most depictions agree that the animal has a large body which usually remains beneath the water. A long neck carries a small head which often pokes up above the water. The creature probably swims by means of 4 powerful flippers. One of the underwater photographs appeared to show a flipper. The monster seemed between 6 and 9 meters long. In 1972, scientists studied the number of fish in Loch Ness. They decided that there were indeed enough fish in the loch to feed a population of large animals like the monster. In October 1987, Operation Deep Scan, led by Adrian Shine, swept the waters of Loch Ness with sonar equipment. While the project reported contact with several large objects, it was not proved that any of these were the elusive monster. Despite the efforts of many dedicated people, no conclusive proof has yet been found to prove that there is a monster in the loch. Every summer, teams of volunteers keep a close watch on Loch Ness. They are armed with cameras and other instruments. Perhaps they will one day gather convincing evidence that a monster exists. It is interesting that Loch Ness is not the only lake that is supposed to have a monster. A similar large creature has been reported in nearby Loch Morar. Farther away in Ireland, several lakes are said to have strange animals living in them. Most of these lakes are in County Mayo and County Kerry in the west, where the landscape is similar to that around Loch Ness. Thousands of miles away in North America, other lake monsters have been seen. Lake Okanagan in British Columbia has been reported as the home of an animal that looks like an enormously long water snake. It seems that large lakes house far more than fish. Well, wasn't that something? The 30s, the 60s, the 70s, monsters in Ireland, monsters in Canada. It truly makes you wonder. Are there such things? Join me Thursday as we take to the seas to investigate the Daedalus incident.